Of your project?
FLIR ONE 6th Sense.
All right.
BioGuard.
We focused on a product that would be able to be used by everybody. My name's Dylan, Michael, and we thought that really that the capabilities of the device are pretty phenomenal. People all over the world, we are in the vicinity of other humans constantly. And in the recent news, and I think there was somebody yesterday or the day before made a presentation about the Ebola virus. The Ebola virus has now killed more people in this current instance of its resurgence than ever any other virus, at least of its type in history. And we've had people come here to the United States carrying that virus. Not only the Ebola virus, but there's SARS. I mean, there's avian flu. The common thing that happens amongst these people when they get infected is that their body temperature elevates during the time that they are that they can pass the virus on. And the great part about these devices is that it can detect elevated body temperatures against a control subject. So for example, if you took and got yourself as a control subject, which our app does, takes yourself as a control subject, and then you wave it around the room, you'll see the people who are a percentage higher than your own body temperature. And so that would give you an idea of people who are sick. So we built an application that's based upon the concept of tracking and identifying individuals that are in a crowd, on a bus, on a plane, if you're just out at church, doesn't matter, really, you could be anywhere. You might see them and identify them, it'll alert you to them, and you can choose to sit somewhere else on the bus, of course. So we named the application called, it's BioGuard. Essentially what it does is it helps you stay away from biological pitfalls that are in the public. So there's sick people everywhere. This is a personal tool that gives you the capability of finding these individuals in the crowd and pretty much being able to stay away from them. It identifies them, those that, again, have the higher temperature. It's passive, it's non-intrusive. We have automated face recognition in a database. So if, for example, I'm on the bus, it recognizes people who have an elevated body temperature. It'll snapshot their face, and it'll send it into a centralized database. So if in case, and you'll see here in the app here in a little bit, that it'll actually, as I start walking around, there might be another person with the app installed, I'm walking around, it recognizes the face, it'll alert me, my phone will vibrate. Now, everybody knows viruses, they can kill you. We also offer an undead mode in the case of zombie apocalypse. What it does is it reads abnormally low body temperatures, and we'll show that here to you in just a minute. All right. I think, well, one of the big pieces is of course, the real-time push to a national center, which would be an alert service. And then crowdsourced localized data APIs that would be able to communicate with each other, possibly on a peer net. So that way, in case of actual zombie apocalypse, or there's a major breakout and people start dying everywhere of viruses, you'd be able to communicate from device to device on a local net, and essentially gives you that kind of personal antivirus protection tool. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a demonstration of the app. Let's see here, and I connect to AirPlay. There we go. And we select mirroring. Is that correct, mirroring?
Yes, we need to switch to AirPlay.
Oh, sorry. AirPlay.
You select mirroring. Is that correct?
Yeah, just 1 sec. We gotta switch you up real quick. So you can just swipe out. Oh, there you go. You're already on.
You're on.
Yeah. Are we on now?
There you go.
Okay. A little bit off the screen, but
So then hit done.
It's going up to the ceiling.
Just hit done.
Okay.
And then swipe down. There you go.
All right. Great. Here we go. So BioGuard offers, and actually what we're going to do is go out. sensor on. There we go. Just a second for the green light to come on, and we'll be in business. All right, here we go, restarting again. BioGuard. We have full capability and gamut of all of the sensor modes. We have the Arctic mode, iron mode. We have the hot zones, cold zones, rainbow zone. We have the we also have contrast, and then we have our undead mode. Our undead mode will tell you the people who don't have a white body signature would be, you know, room temperature, so they'd be dead, really dead. So let me just go a little slower here. As you can see, we're recognizing all of you here in the crowd. So what we're going to do is I'm going to switch back to probably the better one, which is the iron mode. And then we're going to go ahead and go into our facial recognition system. And we're going to see if any of you is Obama, Christopher Walken, Governor Schwarzenegger, or Supermodel, or the zombie baby. And we're not recognizing anybody right now. But we can take a snapshot of that. And we can save it for later, and we can pull it up, and of course we can also go in here in the mode and test. We also could. We were working on essentially an application that would pass through and identify actual faces. So not only does it do facial recognition, but it does facial detection. And then what it does is we discover the boundaries around your face. So we actually can put squares. Everyone's seen it with their cameras now on the mobile phone. And then what we do is we can actually see the highest temperature that are within that facial zone against your control subject, and so it gives us that delta. Of course we have all the modes we can swap back and forth. So it's the fully capable integrated system from FLIR that's built into this. And as you can see here, we can also just go back in and we can review any of the other stuff that we have. So questions? Yes.
Actually, no. That's really well done. Good job. Did you guys have questions?
Yeah, we're really excited. We're really excited about the API service that essentially will help you share. If you go into zones that are really what we would say, I guess, super hot, that have a lot of either undead or people who are like, you know, have viruses, we can actually say that, you know, we can track as people are moving around. Mm-hmm. You can just hang the phone from like one of those lanyards, right off your neck, and it's just a passive thing. You're riding on the bus, you're walking through the crowd, whatever it be.
Tell you who to avoid when you point at them, right?
Exactly.
Could you do anything more with higher resolution? Would that change
I would imagine that, yeah, we would be able to get better facial recognition in the database. So, you know, if we notice here that Michael happens to be sick with SARS, and you know somebody has said that he was on like, you know, he was in China last week and he came in through the gate, and you know, as I walk on the bus I'm like, oh, I'm not going to sit next to that guy. So we'd be able to avoid people generally. You could also like flip through and see, you know, kind of like a Tinder model where you could say, oh, you know, whether they're you want to sit next to them or not. So we think that the API service is really going to be key to it, and in sharing the data back and forth, as well as having the full capabilities of the camera. So it's really utilitarian, plus it gives you all the aspects that FLIR is really trying to enhance and show off. And at the price point, we think it's great.
If I have a few seconds, we also just touch upon the fact that there's like maybe this could be like an additional 6 cents type of accessory type of thing, because I heard that in the presentation. So we're trying to personalize and come up with personal uses that could be like consumerized maybe down in the future and stuff like that. So we made some details in the executive summary, and you can check it out later.
Okay, yeah, we will. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very
we
much.
think putting one of these devices in every consumer's hand.
Thank you.
Yep.
Good job, guys.